All right, guys, I'm just with John Tench,
Hey guys.
video game voice actor, real life, a live action actor as well, in various movies. If you guys look up on IMDb, he has a full list of stuff. I was just looking at some of the stuff and really amazed with what you've accomplished so far. And
They've been nice to me in the industry.
so I really appreciate you taking the time to
Absolutely.
be interviewed with me. And
Good to be here.
so, John, just want to know where you grew up. I heard you were born in the States, and then you kind of moved up here.
Yep.
So,
Originally, I was born in Madison, Wisconsin. My parents were down there. My dad was finishing off his university at University of Madison,
okay,
and then we moved back relatively shortly after that. So I ended up with American citizenship as well as so I'm a dual national.
okay. So you travel a little bit.
Yeah, and it pays dividends in terms of being able to go into the States and work, of course. And I lived in LA for 8 or 9 years.
Okay.
Back in the 90s and the early 2000s. So,
Okay.
But the thing I found about living in LA, we were always working up in Canada because once they find out you've got, you can work in Canada, they say,
Yeah.
oh, we understand you can work in Canada. We've got a couple of shows up there.
Yeah.
I was always kind of like, I didn't come to LA to work in Canada, but I want to work for Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, well, get in line.
We're having a lot of good video game companies, developers in Canada.
Absolutely.
Ubisoft being one of them. Definitely based out of Montreal there. So,
Yeah.
just kind of, I'm gonna go back a little bit. But what was how did you get into the video game? Like, what was that? How do you got the jobs? I know as an actor, you're always trying to find new avenues for that. So,
For sure. Originally, back in the day, like starting out, I started out in Watchdogs. Watchdogs 1, Watchdogs Bad Blood, the DLC, and Watchdogs 2 now.
nice.
But the whole process, I think the first time I auditioned for it was like 2011. And then we started up the gameplay probably about a year later, maybe in 2010. Then I had another audition here in Toronto where I met all the developers. And the original audition was just a voice audition. And I had come from another audition I was going out for a biker or some bad guy in Supernatural or something. And I was in my biker gear. And they took a photograph of me.
Yeah.
In the voiceover session, and they said, if you don't mind, we just want to get an idea of your height and stuff like that. For
the motion capture or whatever. Yeah.
For motion capture. And then when I got it, they said, we kind of based the character on you because we saw the biker and we had originally going to have T-Bone as this kind of weird dark hacker, and then we thought, wow, what if he's got this kind of biker rocker motif, legendary New York hacker who hangs out with Johnny Depp kind of thing. And so we went with that, which is nice, but it's opened up a whole new world. And as the gaming world got more sophisticated and better at the drawings and things, they required, I think, better actors. And so in the early days, Splinter Cell, they used to use a lot of stunt guys, and a lot of guys were really trained in
acting,
detailed or emotional acting.
Right.
And once they started getting into the facial capture and the rom-com, you see people like actors of the stature like Benedict Cumberbatch doing Smaug and The Hobbit, and just doing the whole performance in motion capture in the suit.
Yeah.
But he's still a human being, but then not translated into, I smell Hobbit.
It really gives the emotion to the acting and into the feel of the game.
The character and to everybody involved, and then that each layer, it just keeps driving it up and up and up, and it gets better and better. And I think for the gamers especially.
What do you find different about live action acting and versus obviously there's different roles or different ways of projecting your character in the video game world? What do you find different about that?
The live action, of course, it would be a TV or film. The actor is just another cog in the wheel. Often you have the thing that film and TV isn't an actor's medium. It's a writer's, director's, editor's medium.
Yeah.
Which is kind of ironic because we're not going to see, who edited this film? I can't wait to see this new film that so-and-so edited. It's like, I'm going to see whoever it is, like Deadpool. I'm going to see, the actors in it. I'm not necessarily going to see the cutting. Or you want to go to a Wolverine, you're going to see Hugh Jackman do what he does with Wolverine.
Right.
So that's always kind of interesting how it being the actor is just another cog in the wheel, and often you show up, you do your work. You could there's so much cutting in between scenes. You often shoot out of chronology, out of continuity.
Right.
You might have, like on the case of a film like Colony, for example, that I did with Bill Paxton and Lawrence Fishburne. We shot at North Bay. They shot some of it in various places around the province, and then some of the studio stuff was shot in Los Angeles. But that kind of thing where everybody's, it's like, I think we spent 5 weeks shooting it all told, and so a day here, a day there, 2
Right.
days here, 2 days here. Whereas with the motion capture, the video games, it's all on. Like in the case of Watchdogs, we took a couple of months to do all the volume work, what they call working the volume.
Okay.
Where you go in, you get the scripts, and the night before you learn the pages, and you go in and you shoot the next day.
Right.
It's kind of a cross between doing it for theater and this kind of weird sort of mime movement kind of thing, where I studied as a mime when I was young, as a young actor, and I was finally all those years of mime training paid off, because you're working with the cell phone, like the block of wood. You have to create that whole world like they do in theater.
Right.
They'll say, Johnny, remember you got a whole bank of video screens behind you, and there's a laptop on the desk, and there's a bottle of hooch in your bottom drawer, and all that stuff isn't there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You have to either kind of mime it or work with an object that's just like the bottle is just a cylinder of wood.
Okay.
Which then they put the light dots on, the markers, and then it turns into a whiskey bottle.
Yeah.
And because you're shooting a series of masters, because in video or in television and film, you basically give it over to the editor and you sync together all those little shots. So you can break even in the middle of the thing. Somebody drops a line and you just ask the continuity, go through the prompt, and then you go back into it. The editor can get their scissors in and get rid of that bad glitch or that bad moment.
Yeah.
Whereas in the video games, once they call action, you play out even a 4 or 5 page scene.
Wow.
You play it all out, and it all has to come out perfectly.
Yeah.
They can do a little bit of cutting, but they prefer not to. So
Okay.
if you get halfway through the scene and you botch a line, or you
They have to start over, kind of thing.
miss your action. Oh, I forgot to. All right, I have to pick up that thing. You have to stop. Go all the way back. They do the T-pose. They reset all of the calibrated computers. All 160 cameras have to be recalibrated. So they prefer you not to cut.
So it's a little bit more pressure in
It's a little
regards.
bit more pressure. And at the beginning, when they were first putting out the scripts, it was like thousands of pages. Right? And some of it you're doing in voiceover after the fact, but you still have to do the motion capture in order to make it work with the voice that you do later in the sound booth. So we'd be having scripts where we're still talking about the script, and then we go to camera at 7:30 the next morning, and you've had a day to learn it.
Oh,
As
wow.
often in film and TV, they give you,
Some time.
sometimes you get it the night before, and you have to vacuum dialogue up and
Yeah,
get a
yeah.
friend who you can run the lines with. But in the video games, it was like, guys, we got like 150 pages tomorrow. So it's like you're shooting a whole feature in a day.
It's exams every day.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I had the opportunity to work on Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Odyssey,
Yeah.
the Greek one. And the actors playing Alexios and Cassandra talked about that. And as you know, the Odyssey, the whole story, it's like a massive epic story.
Right.
You go back into history and they're dealing with all these mythic characters and actual stuff that happened in the Peloponnesus War. And
Right.
they're crossing sometimes generations and going back into origin stories. So we're talking like, in terms of the post-audio work, probably about a 1,500 page script as compared to,
Yeah.
a long movie script like Scorsese is notorious for writing big 2.5 hour epic, but they're only 260 pages.
Yeah.
The rule of thumb is usually a minute a page. If it's a 100-page script, you got an hour and a half. The magic number is 120 pages because that's a 2-hour
Yeah.
cinematic film. Whereas in the video games, you suddenly realize we've got 1,000 hours of storyline that sink out over, because you go well, the game.
And I think that part of the problem too is that video gamers are expecting more from video games than movies. I think
Yeah.
in regards to like I can make different decisions in the movie, so you have to do different reactions
You
to
have to
that,
do
right?
different reactions, and yes, I was going to talk
Yeah.
about that. You'll shoot alt endings, like there's 5 different ways the scenes can go,
Yeah.
and especially in a game like Watchdogs where you have the white hats, of course.
Yeah.
But it was always that choice between you can play as this character, you can play as this character, you can make this character bad, you can make this character supposed to be good, you can get him a little bad.
Yeah.
And then Watch Dogs 2 had that too, because we had multiple characters in the ensemble,
Yeah.
and every one of them has a different story. So you come and you go, I thought we had already shot this. They said, no, this is an alternate, just in case
You
the
make a
gamer
different
goes
decision.
the
Yeah.
different way,
Yeah.
chooses to go into street sweep as compared to stealth. And there were times, many times I remember in Watch Dogs, and even in Far Cry 5, where it was like, what? It's like, why am I doing these death scene cries?
Yeah.
What we call barks and oh-nos, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, you die. And it's like, you die? It's like, well, no, that's just an alternative ending.
Yeah.
And that happened to me with T-Bone too.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
it was like, why does T-Bone die?
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, he doesn't die. It's just one thing that if he gets shot and they think he dies.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun because, of course, in TV shows and features,
It's a certain ending. Yeah.
60 pages of script,
Yeah.
bang, shoot it. If your character dies, that's it. If your character doesn't die, you might get brought back on another episode. But it's always that opportunity where a character will come back a couple of years later. Beginning
Yeah.
was on Watch Dogs 1, and then he became a fan favorite. And I really loved doing the character, and I brought a lot of that enjoyment
Yeah.
to the process.
Yeah.
So in that case, the dev team said, "Well, we'll get
We
T-Bone in
we
for
keep
2,
you
right?
there.
And
Yeah.
we'll keep. We gave you a DLC, your own DLC." So that's where it becomes reciprocal, and you
Yeah.
know you're doing good work.
When they want to bring you back for
you're
sure.
working
Yeah.
for the fans. The fans love you, and that's one of the great things why I like doing the Comic Cons and the fan expos, because you get to talk to people and
See the fan base and
Yeah.
hear their feedback on it.
and ultimately that's who we're doing.
Yeah, and the games you're talking about have had great feedback. Watch Dogs, Far Cry was
Yeah.
one of the best games this year that came out, and
Absolutely.
Odyssey. A lot of people are liking the female character as well
Yes.
as the main character, the other character. I haven't got a chance to play it, so
Yeah.
I'm hearing this from the other people.
Well, it's
but
really neat. That's what I
yeah.
hear. The cinematics, the drawings, and the world is just
Yeah, Assassin's Creed is just blown up to this big franchise. It's been around for almost 15 years
Yeah.
now, right? So
yeah, and you forget.
Yeah.
Like, I think back to, and that's what I say sometimes. Like the whole process of up until this point, I've been with T-Bone for about 5 years now. And
okay,
it hasn't really run out because once you get that character, it's like Stargate. We were talking about
Yeah, yeah.
Stargate. Some of these people have been going to the conventions for
Years.
You forget how much time has passed.
Exactly.
It's like, oh yeah, X-Files. That wasn't too long ago. It was,
We talk about 2000s and we think it's
25
like
years.
yesterday, and then we go like, no, there's a whole generation of people that born through that time. So
Yeah.
that's pretty interesting. Anyway, so what has been your favorite character in video games, or I would say maybe studio working with in the industry, I guess?
Yeah. It's funny because we get often asked that. And
Yeah.
What's your favorite character? A lot of friends or fans or friends will say, "Hey, what's the favorite character you ever played?" It's a hard call because they're all got a certain specialness
Right.
when you do them. Especially when you finish with them and you have to put them back in the tickle trunk, and it's going, I hope I bring him at one time. But in terms of video games, T-Bone would definitely go there as one of my favorites. And being a fan favorite means he's also a favorite to me. And it's
Yeah.
like putting on the old coat where you're like, back to T-Bone, man, I love this character.
Yeah.
I based a lot of them on me, going back to the question whether I said, John, we based this character on you. So, I'm not a brilliant genius hacker by
Yeah.
any means of the imagination, but I have my own sort of
Take on it.
brilliance in certain
Yeah, yeah,
things. I'm a historian. I love reading and that. So that means you get a character that you can bring a lot to, and you can really give them a life that all of a sudden it almost like a hologram or it exists outside of you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you take it on as a character, it's almost like putting on that old Greek mask and becoming that wonderful character. So definitely T-Bone was just such a hoot to play.
Yeah.
And the dev people got really behind me in terms of developing my backstories and fleshing him out as a real caring white hat kind of good guy.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though he's sometimes a bad guy too.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
no
yeah.
stranger
The
to-
anti-hero kind of thing.
Yeah, no stranger to fighting.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Standing up for what he believes in.
Yeah.
In the industry, I play a lot of what we call bad guys. I don't like to refer to them as bad guys because then it makes it kind of
Misunderstood.
cartoon. Misunderstood, challenged, conflicted men. And what makes that interesting too is I can draw upon my own life.
Yeah.
But like at this point, I think I've had 60 on-screen deaths,
Wow.
8 headshots.
Oh man.
And I started counting the other day because somebody said, Johnny, you died a lot in movies.
It just
And,
makes you appreciate life. That's what it
Yes,
is.
and I said, I guess they like to kill me, but it was always one of those things like playing the death scene. It's one of those places where you can reach into that kind of research we do as actors, where it's like, I've never died, so how can I truthfully play dying? So as a challenge as an actor to kind of get that real and get it
Better yourself with it. Yeah.
you know, not watching like 100 Faces of Death or whatever, but being tied into, you know, what happens when somebody shuffles off this mortal coil, whether it's in a Shakespeare play or whether it's in some shoot 'em up action film or a western, because then it makes me feel I've honored the writers, I've honored the storyline, and as actors, we're ultimately in the long run we're storytellers.